Hello and welcome back to another review slash achievement talk. This time for Yakuza 4. So Yakuza 4 is a 2010 Sega RGG Studio published game. Basically, this time around, it's set a year after the events of Yakuza 3 and features 4 primary protagonists rather than just Kiryu. So this time around we swap between characters every couple of chapters. So we have our main man Kiryu, there's Akiyama, trying to remember the names, Tanimura and Saejima. Tanimura's a police officer. Akiyama is a kind of loan shark, like moneylender type guy, and Saejima is a little bit more interesting in that he is another Yakuza member, but he's got his own sort of like little backstory to him. When we start the game, he's in jail because of he basically was tricked into trying to assassinate another Yakuza clan. So he goes out and he assassinates, supposedly, 18 people. We find out during the course of the game that actually he was tricked. And it was rubber bullets, and it never actually happened. And that's kind of the whole plot of the game. Is that it's based around this thing with Saejima, and that the police force were in on it, and it's all corrupt and everything from like top to bottom. Personally, this is kind of like the low point for the series. Sort of Yakuza 3 to 5 are kind of where you can tell that the studio was kind of just making the games to kind of get more of them out, but didn't actually have an idea of where they were going. I've said this in the Yakuza 3 video, but basically it's like, yeah, let's throw in some more protagonists, but we still need to use Kiryu because he's like the main guy. Kiryu really doesn't need to be in the game at all. He's kind of just like there. If Kiryu was like removed from the game, it really wouldn't matter. It's just kind of like a plot point for him to be there. He has like the whole thing with Daigo throughout the game, and then they end up having like a fight at the end because Daigo's in on the whole thing as well. It's just like, okay. Gameplay wise, it's a bit better. Sort of the fighting styles of each of the different characters really come through. So you've got like Tanimura's more grapple based. It can do like counters and stuff like that. Akimara, I keep saying Akimara. It's not it's not Akimaru. Akiyama is a lot more kind of like the rush style of some of the other Yakuza games. Is fast. Saejima is more the brute. He kind of does like the I think it was the brawler style of like Yakuza 0 and stuff like that. Beast style, that was it. And obviously, like, Kiryu's Kiryu. The main difference with this one is that in Yakuza 3 there was a lot of the time the enemies would just block your move and you wouldn't actually do much damage, whereas in this one you do kind of a decent amount of damage regardless, and they don't block as much, so it's kind of a bit more balanced. As for the rest of it, like, you kind of know what you're getting with the Yakuza games at this point. Like, the music's great, all the side stuff's really cool, there's loads of fun stuff. It's just split between the 4 characters this time, rather than it being solely on Kiryu, so you kind of got to go out and do different bits and pieces with each of the different characters. Like Akiyama, you've got to do like the cabaret stuff, which previously you would have done with Kiryu anyway. Tanimura's got like radio missions that you can do through the police dispatch. Saijima's got like a training dojo for the Coliseum, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's kind of, as I say, it's very much more Yakuza, but the story's not as great. Like, it's in a weird place with 3, 4, and 5, and you can clearly tell that it was in a weird place at the time. So yeah, that's like my thoughts on the game. So we'll go over the achievements. So we've got the achievements up here. As you can tell, starting off, we've got like the various different parts of the story. I did go through it and basically did the story first, and then went back and 100%ed it. So for this one, rather than getting an achievement for like every chapter that you do, it's each character's part, which is made up of 4 chapters, I think it was. So each character has 4 chapters, and then that ends their part, and it swaps to a different character, and then there's like a finale scene where all of the characters join in. Open 5 coin lockers. Again, this is something that's become like a staple in the series, is that there's coin lockers. You find coin locker keys all over the place, and you unlock 5 of them. It gives you an achievement. Complete normal mode without reverting to easy mode. So, I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory. You just complete the game on normal. And then, obviously, clear the finale, which is what I spoke about before. Pick up 20 pieces of trash around the city. As the games get closer and closer to being, like, modern day, you've got, like, this idea that the characters are going to try and help clean up the city. I mean, it is what it is. It's just adding a little bit something extra to the game. There's a shop that goes with that as well. I should add that this list is actually one of the easiest lists for the series. This series that is well renowned for being like mega difficult with its lists. This is one of the easiest ones by far. Win the first point in 4-ball billiards. I don't remember what 4-ball billiards was. No idea. I can't remember it. Win the first point. That's what you gotta do. You just win the first point. Complete or finish 4 sub-stories. Self-explanatory. I think there was like 80 sub-stories that were split between the 4 characters. You just gotta complete 4 of them. Destroy 100 weapons you pick up playing as Kiryu. This can be any weapons that you find in the streets, so like traffic cones, bikes. If the enemies are using like a crowbar, the crowbar that they use, or the knife, or the sword, or just basically any weapon that you find, you've got to destroy it as Kiryu, which is just basically using them. It's like, okay. Collect 10 emblems from survivors during gang encounters. So Kiryu's thing is that there are gangs in Kamurocho and they're coming for him. As you wander around the streets of Kamurocho, you can bump into these random people. Beat them up. Beat up so many of them. They'll tell you where their boss is, their leader. You beat up their leader. And then occasionally, after you've beaten up the leader, you'll bump into previous members of these gangs, and you have to defeat those to get the emblems. So the further you get in this little like mini game, sub-quest, side quest, whatever you want to call it, it's more likely that you'll bump into survivors of the previous gangs that you've defeated. 20 side quests, 20 sub-stories, sorry. Again, self-explanatory. Have a hostess invite you on an after-work date. So there's, as well as Akiyama running one of the hostess places, you can go and visit them as well. There's 3 of them in the town. It's basically you chat to the hostess. The hostess will ask you out on the date if you like build up the bar, the love bar. Order something at least once at each restaurant. There's various different restaurants around the town. They help replenish your health. You go to them, you eat, like it gives you health back. So you just need to do at least one order with every restaurant. You also get a little bit of experience points as well, but it's not a lot to be even something to be bothered with. Earn 1,000,000 yen playing Izakiyama. Fairly simple. By the time you finish the game and start working through like these achievements, you can get plates and stuff, and then you just need to sell them as Akiyama, and you'll unlock this achievement. It's very easy to do. Become a VIP member at the massage parlor. Again, very easy to do. You go to the massage parlor and you basically just have to like go to the parlor. I think it's 5 times, and then you become a VIP member. It's like you don't even have to take part in the minigame or anything. You just need to show up. Have a hostess wear a present you give her. Again, fairly self-explanatory. There's various different dresses and stuff that you can buy for the hostesses. You find one that one of the girls like, and they will wear it. 40 sub-stories. We're getting there now. Acquire 3,000 casino points playing as Tanimura. The best way to make money in the Yakuza games is by gambling. There's various different gambling cheat items that you can get, which will get you a lot of casino points, and then you can trade the casino points for platinum plates, and then trade the platinum plates for money. That'll come back later, but acquiring 3,000 casino points as Tanimura is easy enough. The 0 duel item for roulette basically gives you that and more. Play all of the casino gambling games, so you've got... These are specific to the casino. So it's like blackjack, roulette, poker. I think there's another one. Blackjack, roulette, poker. I think that's everything. Collect all the memos in the pause menu. Most of these you get whilst playing the game anyway. Like, you play through the story, you'll get most of those. Some of them, you have to talk to specific people as a specific character in order to actually get the memos. So I think the last one I needed to do was talk to some random guy as Saejima to get one about, what was it? The underground tool, I think it was, and talking about the underground stuff. So, yeah. Traverse 100 kilometers or more, fairly self-explanatory. You get that whilst you're wandering around looking for the sub-stories and doing the sub-stories and doing all the other stuff. Purchase 5 guns playing as Saejima. There is a shop that's out of a van that if you go and talk to a guy, it gets lifted on top of a building. I know it sounds completely ridiculous, but it's Yakuza. You go on the roof, talk to the guy with this van, and yeah, like, you can buy guns as Saejima. Acquired the title Star of the Colosseum. This is for Kiryu and Saejima only. Akiyama and Tanimura can't take part in the Colosseum. I think this is like 3 stars out of 10 or something like that. It's like, as I've said like before, this list is like ridiculously easy compared to the other Yakuza games. It's previously you'd have to do the entire Colosseum. You'd have to get like 10 stars, best in the Colosseum, whatever the title would be. This one's like 3 stars. It's like you do half a dozen of the easy rounds, and it just, here you go, have an achievement. Have one of your apprentices win the rookie tournament. There's guides online for this, for actually making a specific character to a point where they're unbeatable. I did that. You can save between fights as well. Before you pick anything, you can go and save, and then you can go back and like pick bits and pieces. It's basically just like training a particular rookie, and then they'll do everything like automatically. Max out all characters to level 20. I believe after I'd done like a lot of the stuff, there was one of the characters that wasn't level 20. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been Tanimura. And I had to literally just like do fights. It was either Tanimura or Saejima. But it turns out that actually, as a hint, a little tip, if you break weapons in a fight, it gives you more experience points. It's weird how it does that. Like, actually fighting the enemies doesn't give you more experience points, but breaking items does. No idea why. Sing all the songs at karaoke. I think there's 1 or 2 songs that Tanimura and Akiyama have, and then like the rest are Kiryu. So there's 1 or 2 that's like specific to Akiyama and Tanimura, so you have to go in with as those characters, and then you can do the rest of them as Kiryu. Saejima can't do karaoke. Gather at least 1 outfit from each category in Hostess Maker. So the Hostess Maker mode, as I've said before, is Akiyama only. As you progress in the Hostess Maker, you unlock more and more costumes. I think it's like every 3 full days sort of doing the Hostess Maker stuff, it then gives you more costumes for the wardrobe and stuff. So you need to get to a point where you've got all of them. If you max out all of the hostesses before you unlock this achievement, you can't get the achievement, so you kind of have to make one of the hostesses suck for a while just to make sure that you get all of the outfits first. Achieve a promotion in Shogi. I thought this was related to ranking up because it has a rank mode. It's actually just having a piece promoted in Shogi. So I was like, okay, that's even easier than I thought it was. I thought I was going to have to win a round of Shogi. Didn't even have to do that. Knock over 100 people you pass by. This was in Yakuza 3. It's easier to knock people over in this one than it is in Yakuza 3, but it still takes time. You're running around trying to get 100 kilometers anyway, so you just kind of make sure that you walk into the back of people and they fall over. Golf and fish 5 times each, so fishing and golf is back. You just have to do each of them 5 times. I think you might have to catch a fish for it to count. I think I caught fish anyway when I was doing it. I made sure I was catching fish, and then golf. Yeah. Successfully hit 2 panels at once at the batting centre. I was so pleased that I didn't have to do batting again. I absolutely hate the baseball games, the baseball mini game in these games. Hate them with a passion. Successfully hitting 2 panels at once in the batting centre. I think you have to be at least on hard mode to be able to hit 2. But it's basically might be normal mode. Basically, there's a grid 1 to 9. You have to make sure that the ball hits on the line between 2 of the different panels, and it'll light up 2 panels at once. Really easy. Play all the mini games at Club Sega. So Club Sega has a couple of mini games. There's Box Celios 2 this time. I think you have to get the high score in Box Celios 2 to unlock Box Celios in the Theatre Square Club Sega. I think, from what I remember, that's true. Achieve a turkey in bowling. That's 3 strikes in a row. Fairly easy to do at this point. Hat trick in darts is 3 bullseyes. Play all the non-casino gambling games. So that's CeeLo, Chohan, Uchikabo, something else. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head what they are, and I can't. Basically, it's the stuff that's in the gambling den rather than it being in the actual casino. So it's like card games and dice games and stuff like that. They tend to be more traditional Japanese-based games. I think the Japanese games might be incorrect. Acquire 3 revelations. Revelations was something that was added in the... I think they were added in 3. But basically, you see somebody do some random stuff in the street, and it gives you a new move. You have to find 3 of them. There's like 20. Split between the 4 characters, or something like that. Receive business cards from all the hostesses, including ones you trade in Hostess Maker. So you've got to complete Hostess Maker mode first to be able to do this. But Akiyama, Kiryu, and Tanimura all have hostesses that they can go and meet at various different clubs. Akiyama can't meet the girls at his own club, but Tanimura and Kiryu do that anyway. I think Kiryu has 2 and Tanimura has 1. You have to basically fill out the love meters again, get them all the way up to max, go out on dates with the hostesses and stuff, and they'll give you the other business cards. Smash the ball 3 times in one match in table tennis. To do this, you have to be a complete perv. Stare at the woman's chest to build up a heat meter, and then smash the ball as soon as the heat meter is done. You can only just manage to do this in one match, so that's that one. Obtain the trophy tries in Pachinko. I have no idea how the Pachinko machine actually worked. There is a cheat item that you can get for it, which allows you to win straight away. That gave me enough points to be able to go and buy the trophy prize. It's like 1,000 points. So yeah. 10 million yen or more. Again, as I said previously, you can get this through gambling in the casino. Stuff like the Zero Jewels. There's like red jewels, black jewels. There's various different cards that allow you to win it, like blackjack and stuff like that. And a lot of them you'll get from like sub stories, or if you decide to open up all of the there's 100 lockers that you can open up. You open up all of those. There's quite a few items in those. Fairly easy to get. You then trade all your points in for platinum plates, and then sell the platinum plates off, which you can use to get Akiyama's 1,000,000. Win a round by forming a concealed hand containing 7 unique pairs in Mahjong. I got this really quick. It may have taken like a couple of matches of Mahjong to get, if that. Basically, it's just a case of getting 7 unique pairs. So 2 of the green ones, 2 of the spots. Like once you've got them, it's fairly easy. It's completely RNG, but like I got lucky, which was cool. Clear all the ultimate skill missions. So this is back again. It's basically a set of fights that you do in the main menu that have specific like things attached to them. So you might be low health, or you might be able to use weapons, stuff like that. And then like the last lots like boss rushes and stuff like that. Create 1 or more weapon for each weapon category. Highly recommend using the guide for this. It'll tell you where to find specific items and stuff, which is the easiest and quickest weapons to make defeat Amon and get through all the sub-stories. So you clear all the sub-stories, and then you get a final sub-story where you go and fight Amon. Each of the different characters has their own Amon to fight. I really struggled doing Saijima's one, legitimately. No idea why, I just couldn't do enough damage to him because of his health regeneration. Like, no matter what I did, I just did not do enough damage to him. The way around this is using guns. Buy a load of pistols, fill your inventory up with pistols for Saijima and keep like 2 or 3 health items and just stand back and shoot him. And for whatever reason, it worked. Clear legend mode. So this was the last achievement that I got, obviously, apart from acquire all achievements. To unlock legend mode, you have to also complete the game on hard mode first. So I had to rush through the game and play it on hard mode, and then rush back through and play on legend mode, which then obviously unlocked acquire all achievements in the game. So yeah, that was my playthrough of Yakuza 4, getting all the achievements and stuff. Personally, Yakuza 4, for me, I'd rate it quite low on a list of, like, if I was to rank the Yakuza games. I didn't even enjoy it more than 3. To be honest, the fact that the combat was a bit better than 3 kind of does put it, like, sort of level, I guess. But, like, the story's a nothing story, to be fair. So, but yeah, that was another completion. If you have listened to the end of my ramble, thank you very much. The watch hours help. I'm really pushing towards getting YouTube partner for next year. So yeah, look forward to seeing me in more of these types of videos, and I'll catch you guys later.